Hi, I'm Laura Hoy for Benzinga, and here's a look at what you can expect from the markets today, Monday, November 18th. Recent negotiations between the U.S. and Iran has put the U.S.'s relationship with Israel to the test. Israeli leaders see a deal with Iran as a terrible mistake and have criticized the U.S. as such. The State Department announced on Sunday that Secretary of State John Kerry could make another trip to Jerusalem this month in order to smooth over the tension. The Chinese government announced on Friday that the nation's capital market system was in for a massive overhaul over the next 10 years. Among the changes to be made is a more westernized IPO system under which companies would be allowed more options to raise funds. Another scandal hit British banks over the weekend after former chairman of Cooperative Bank Paul Flowers was seen discussing a drug transaction and counting out money for the purchase. Flowers, who stepped down as chairman back in June, recently testified about his involvement in Cooperative Bank's near failure. A panel tasked with reworking Japan's government pension investment fund could release its report as early as November 20th. The panel is expected to suggest that the fund be remade into an entirely separate entity, and the Japanese government is hoping that the changes to the fund will help boost investment in the nation's share markets and buoy investor confidence. ECB Executive Board member Peter Prayet reiterated his confidence that the Eurozone Central Bank still had plenty of options to help assist with the region's recovery, even if the main interest rate was cut to zero. Prayet also expressed caution over the region's low inflation numbers, but underscored the fact that the bloc is not yet facing deflation. Asian markets were mostly higher to start the week. China's Shanghai Composite was up 2.87%, and the Shenzhen Composite was up 2.28%. The Hang Seng Index gained 2.62%, and Indonesia's JSX Composite was up 1.18%. Europe's markets were quiet on Monday morning. The UK's FTSE was up by 0.01%, and the Eurozone Stock 600 was up by 0.06%. Italy's MIB rose 0.68%, and the Spanish IBEX was up by 0.16%. In commodity markets, energy futures were lower, with Brent futures down by 0.39% and WTI futures down by 0.43%. Precious metals were mostly flat, with both gold and silver unchanged. Industrial metals were lower, with zinc down 0.69%, and tin down 0.11%. The euro gained modestly to $1.35, and the pound was up 0.05% against the dollar. The dollar lost 0.24% against the yen and 0.50% against the Australian dollar. Notable earnings releases expected on Monday include UGI Corporation, Salesforce.com, and Tyson Foods. On Monday's economic calendar, the focus will once again be on the U.S. Federal Reserve, with the Fed's Dudley and Rosengren set to speak. Other notable economic releases include the Eurozone's current account, Eurozone trade balance, and Canadian foreign securities purchases. And that's it for today's Market Primer. I'm Laura Hoy for Benzinga. Good luck on your Monday trades.